what do you remember from cello class, your first cello class with Mr. Wexler?
Well, the cello is supposed to be slanted. If your ear touches a scroll, then it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I remember this part was cutting my leg because I was wearing shorts, but it still continues to do so.
Yeah, that's a little annoying, but it's right.
He talks about the pen.
Got my end pin sharpened.
Did
you get your end pin sharpened?
No, I didn't have a problem with it the first time.
Oh, alright, then that's fine. It's probably pretty good. Is there anything she's missing you want to fill in? Or anything else you want to add? About how you hold the cello, where it should be on your body.
Near your ear.
Yes. Alright, so, as a refresher, this part should be by your sternum. Looks pretty good. You could probably still use a taller end pin.
Yeah, that's still a thing.
Alright.
That's still a thing.
Do you remember anything about what he told you with holding the bow?
We didn't touch the bow.
Oh, you guys didn't touch the bow. Okay. So then...
Because we only had one class.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just teach you how to hold the bow. Do you remember how to hold the bow? How I taught you?
Wait, we had lessons? Oh, right. I missed the first one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you want to try telling Leora how to hold the bow? Oh.
Yeah, that looks good.
That looks great.
Okay.
The civil rights song.
Like the viola.
Really?
Except with this over.
Okay.
And go that way instead of that way.
So it's never flat? Or...
Well, it's just not this way.
Dang.
That was a pretty good description. Yeah, on viola, you know how your stick always goes towards the scroll, but your hand is actually, if you were to just put your hand down, it'd be facing the bridge right here.
Okay.
But on cello, again, the stick is like more tilted towards the scroll. So it's just that you have to move your hand the other way.
Okay. How does this look?
That looks pretty good. And I did mention it's your choice whether you want to keep your pinky hanging over the edge or right on top. So when you pluck, your thumb goes on the fingerboard, this long black line right here. And you use your index finger to pluck the strings. So let's, can you tell me the names of the strings?
A, D, G, C.
Yes. Okay. So let's pluck, we'll pluck A, let's pluck A 4 times, D 4 times, G 4 times, C 4 times. Just get used to plucking. And then we'll start adding hand.
What's the tempo marking?
I'll count you off.
3.5.
So we'll go about 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Do you want to try and explain what a hand frame is? And I'm asking you just because if you can explain it, it usually means that you know it pretty well.
It's a soda can. It's not this. It's that. And don't flatten out your fingers.
Keep them nimble?
Nice and up. That's not the right verb.
Oh.
Verb adjective.
Right, so what he's saying is correct. It's kind of like you're taking a soda can, like you'd be drinking soda,
Soda.
and you put your hand right here, and this is basically the shape you want your hand to have. Granted, when you move into like extended positions, that's going to alter a little bit, but this is mainly like the shape your hand wants to have the whole time. Your thumb is right in the back, kind of there. It's kind of between your first and second finger. Some people line it more up with their second finger, but your thumb should be able to move around, kind of like on viola, how when you shift up and extend and stuff, you move your thumb. Same on
It
cello.
should be a lot easier because I don't have to hold it up.
I know.
Yeah.
But
You'd be surprised though. It's different muscles that's holding up your hand, so it might be a little different.
Where does my elbow go?
Your elbow is not a chicken wing like this, and it's not like a skyscraper. It's kind of like in the middle. It's comfortably hanging. Yeah, you both look pretty good. Because you don't want to do this. You'll never be able to stretch your hand out, and this is just, that's just uncomfortable. So, somewhere comfortable for you in the middle. Yeah, and you can play around with that. So, let's just try, we'll start on the C string. And we'll try plucking a C and a D. So your hand's going to be in first position, and we're going to be playing open 1, C, D. And we'll play C twice and D twice, and we'll just keep looping that a few times so you guys can get it in tune. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This is in tune. Nice job. Alright, you can stop. Alright, so after we have C, D, we're gonna add E, which is your third finger. And that's because it's from 1 to your third finger is a whole step. Because every finger is a half step apart, basically.
Okay.
So you wouldn't play it with a 2 like you would on viola, you play it with a 3. Alright, you already got to 4. So you know that's a half step up. So that's C, D, E, and F that you're playing. F natural. So let's just play C, D, E, F natural. Plucking, I'll cue you in to change notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That in tune. Okay. 3. 4. Good. And I want you guys can stop. I want Sam to play it first, and I want you to watch Sam and see what he's doing. And you can just play 2 or 3 notes. You did something completely different this time. Okay, how about Leori? Why don't you try doing it?
What am I looking for?
Watch her posture, how she's fingering things.
Your fingers flatten out instead of like it being up here, it's like back here. So you want to have more up, right?
I mean, I don't think the position of your hand was a big problem, but you didn't do it the first time when we were doing it as a group activity. But the second time when you did it by yourself, you lifted your second finger up off the string when you put your third finger down. So something you'll hear Dr. Wexler say a lot in your group classes is that the middle fingers go down also, because they're going to help support the finger that's on top of them.
Okay.
So when you're playing it beginning of a C scale, it's with your second finger going down with your third. And you keep it down when you put your fourth finger down also.
None of this.
None of this, no. Alright, you already got to 4. So you know that's a half step up. So that's C, D, E, and F that you're playing. F natural. So let's just play C, D, E, F natural. Plucking, I'll cue you in to change notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That in tune. Okay. 3. 4. Good. And I want you guys can stop. I want Sam to play it first, and I want you to watch Sam and see what he's doing. And you can just play 2 or 3 notes. You did something completely different this time. Okay, how about Leori? Why don't you try doing it?
What am I looking for?
Watch her posture, how she's fingering things.
Your fingers flatten out instead of like it being up here, it's like back here. So you want to have more up, right?
I mean, I don't think the position of your hand was a big problem, but you didn't do it the first time when we were doing it as a group activity. But the second time when you did it by yourself, you lifted your second finger up off the string when you put your third finger down. So something you'll hear Dr. Wexler say a lot in your group classes is that the middle fingers go down also, because they're going to help support the finger that's on top of them.
Okay.
So when you're playing it beginning of a C scale, it's with your second finger going down with your third. And you keep it down when you put your fourth finger down also.
None of this.
None of this, no. I'll cue you in again for when to change notes to make sure we have everything in tune when we're plucking. We're just gonna start on the G string. Open 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Good. So let's try plucking a 1-octave C scale now that we got that down. We can do 2 notes, 2 plucks per note, and I'll count it off. Are you ready?
My pinky is this. I can't get my pinky to bend there. Like it bends here, but not there.
Okay, so how will we deal with that?
Surgery?
I know when you're playing, you might be able to bring your arm around a little bit more, bring it around the instrument. That might help you reach a little bit better. Does that help?
Kind of.
Okay. How did I conquer that? I really reach my hand around, and then feel free to move your thumb in the back. That might help. If you move your thumb up, it might give you a little more, down, actually. Like, up the fingerboard. It might give you a little more, yeah. There you go.
Isn't that detrimental to my wrist?
The position you hold your wrist and your arm are all based on what's comfortable for what you need to do to get a sound out. So it's okay, like, you don't need to be like this the whole time. It's okay to move it. That's the healthy thing to do. So feel free to experiment moving your thumb, moving your arm around a little bit. You just don't want to hold it here, anywhere around there. You can definitely move it, but just don't grip onto it. You good? Okay. So let's do 2 plucks per note on 1-octave C scale. And then we'll add in the bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your middle finger is down. There are a few intonation problems, but I think we should maybe get started with the bow, and then we'll play through C scale with the bow, and then correct some of the intonation problems, because it'll be easier to hear when you're playing with the bow. Alright, so let me see everyone's nice bow grip. Looking good. Just make sure you're not clutching the bow with your index finger right here. You just want it to kind of fall over the edge. Yeah. Because the death grip is not going to be conducive to playing. Okay, so when you play with the bow, your goal is to get a core tone out of the instrument. So you don't want to have like the airy stuff. Did you kind of hear that? How it like crunched into the full sound? You want to start with that. Like that. So let's just try drawing a straight bow and getting a good core tone out. Alright. Let me just watch you guys just go up and down and see. Alright, D string. And let's just stop for a minute after you finish tuning.
Okay, I don't play that in tune anyway.
Okay, well, you guys are doing a really good job keeping your bow straight. Something I noticed that you were doing that Sam was doing last week is you're kind of moving your contact point up and down.
Yeah.
So
I do that on my viola.
Me too.
So it's something you can improve on in cello also. What you want to do to try and prevent that, Dr. Wexler talks about the equator of this area. So you just kind of want to keep it in the middle of this area at the equator. And
It's
when
hot.
you're, yeah, it's pretty hot. It's the place everyone wants to be. So, you're not going to be looking at your fingers a whole lot when you're playing cello. You might glance up there on occasion, but most of the time you're either going to be looking at the music or looking at your bow. So it's going to be pretty easy to see where your bow is. So you're just going to want to watch it and make sure it's always in the right spot. And again, getting a chorus sound. I'll take another A. Just everyone playing A for a second. We were asked about the angles in between the strings. It's pretty much the angle at which your bow should be is following the same rules as you guys have on viola. So you can put your bow at any angle in between these strings, but if you know you're going to be switching strings, you always want to put your bow on an angle that allows you to switch to the other string quickly.
It's just because from up here, it looks like my hand is twisted.
Oh, you mean like the angle this way you were talking about? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the angle horizontally like that. Okay, so when you're going in an angle this way, like vertically, I guess you would say, when you draw a down bow, your, I'm going to say this. When you get a down bow going, your elbow almost has to come up a little bit. Like this part of you has to come up, because if you just go like this, do you see how crooked that is? So you kind of want to bring your elbow up when you're doing a down bow, and then it has to come back when you're making an up bow. So it has to. Dr. Trampash was talking about finding the bridge today in viola teaching. I don't know if she's ever said that to either of you, but it kind of means that your arm always has to like go towards the direction of the. Not towards the direction, but it goes to the bridge and then it comes away, and then it goes to the bridge.
Yeah, okay.
Is she talking about that?
A curve. She mentioned that.
Yes, exactly. When you make bows, when you take a bow stroke on an instrument, there are going to be little curves in your stroke, and that's one of the curves. We're just going to go through the 1 octave C scale again with the bow, and we'll try and correct some of the intonation problems that we've been having. So let's do whole notes. And good core sound. Nice long straight bows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that was pretty good. What I want to try is I want to have Leora go up the scale, and I want you to come down the scale.
Harmony.
Oh, no, not at the same time.
We're finishing each other's sentences.
At the end, you guys can play together if you want. But for now, I want you to go up the scale.
Can we hold hands on it?
I think she needs her hand.
We can hold feet.
What does that do to your cello position playing stance?
It might make it faulty.
It might alter it a little bit.
I'm falling in love with you.
Let's fall in love with playing a C scale.
I love no sharps and flats.
Exactly. Alright, so whenever you're ready, you set the pace, and Sam's gonna come down at the same pace. And you're all gonna be nicely in tune. And if you're not in tune, I want you to try and fix the notes so that you are in tune. 1 minute. Let's try and get a good core tone. So really make sure you start off with a good sound. It's just a little sharp.
Oh, I come down?
No, keep going up. Yeah. Fix that. It's just a little flat. It's also a little bit flat. That was beautiful.
I'm sorry.
Does my shovel point do that too?
No, I don't know. I hiccup sometimes.
That was pretty good. I think both of you could use a little bit of work getting a core sound on your up bows. So just practicing doing that. And because when you make a down bow and you get a core sound, that's good, but you have to keep it going on your up bows because the string is actually turning the opposite way. Whenever you change your bow, the string has to change the direction it's going also.
Wait, what do you mean?
Right.
A string?
When you play a down bow, the string is gonna circle this way. And then
Like
when you
string circles?
it's
Like
called, yeah.
all the way?
Yeah, it like makes these little loopy things.
Yeah, they vibrate.
Exactly.
Oh, I know that.
That's what. Yeah, when it
They
vibrates.
don't actually turn around, right?
They
Like
do.
they don't. They can't.
It
like-
vibrates
They
like
can't
that, right?
just vibrate that way.
It doesn't
It's
like
gonna go
twist. The whole string kind of like goes like
oh, yeah.
this.
Alright, yeah, that's, never mind.
And then when you play an up bow, the whole string has to turn and go the other way, and that's where you get the
Gotcha.
sound from. Like that's where the vibration comes from. So it's not just enough to get a core tone on the down bow. You also have to get a good core tone on the up bow.
And since they're thicker than our strings, it's a little different.
Exactly. Good job. We'll do that one more time, and then if you want, you guys can end with a harmony thing.
Seriously, if you don't know, it's open heart.
Okay. So do
The
you want
greatest part
to?
of
You
music.
can go up the scale this time. You'll come down the scale, and then you'll go up the scale, and you'll come down the scale, but at the same time. So you do it first alone, come down alone, and then you both do it together, but you're both switching parts. All right. So you can start. Now set a nice tempo. Not something evil. Do something that you
slow
both
for me,
can do.
baby.
Get ready. Then you go back up.
I go back up.
We should have done thirds.
Alright.
We should have done thirds.
It doesn't matter. That was good anyway, guys. Good job. I think we're done with this lesson. Unless you have any questions. Do you have any questions about what